Now we're going to talk about segmentation and how you can use this powerful tool to improve the click-through rates and how to keep your audience and your subscribers even more qualified when you send any campaign. And also, in order to achieve the most possible click-through rates again for those who didn't open your campaigns when you sent them. Because, for example, you have 1,000 subscribers. You sent your campaign. And from those, only 100 opened. What about the 900 that didn't open that corresponding campaign? So in those cases, we're going to use segmentation to achieve those who didn't open your campaigns. We're going to do it. So as you can see, this is a demo campaign where we used to do different testings. And we're going to campaigns. So let's suppose this campaign sent on the 28th of May. I'm going to click it. And from those, 139 people opened, correct? So I need to improve that without bothering the others that didn't open it, and also without interfering with those who opened that campaign, because those who opened the campaign, not all the time is good to send aggressively campaigns every day, because that could make your subscribers to unsubscribe from your lists. So when you are doing email campaigning with your subscribers at any sales strategy, we recommend you to use campaign sendings 1 or 2 days in between, and only when you're going to finish your sales strategy campaign, you can use everyday sending emails. Even in 1 day, you can send 2 or 3 emails or campaigns when you're going to close your offering, when you're going to finish your offering, your offer, or your product and services offers. So let's suppose you are going to release a new product that is going to cost 30% off of the regular pricing. And by the last day, you want to achieve more conversions to that product, to that offer. So the last day or the last 2 days, you could use 1 or 2 emails per day. In the last day, you can broadcast, and you can send 1, 2, or even 3 emails that very last day in order to achieve conversions. But in the meantime, in order to qualify your subscribers and in order to be smart when sending broadcasts or campaign to your subscribers, let's suppose you're going to start a following campaign for your sales strategy for 10 days or 15 days. In that period of time, we recommend you to use segmentation. So we're going to see it right away. So let's suppose in this campaign, this is only an example, and this campaign was sent on the 28th of May, correct? So this is only testing subscribers, and from those, 139 opened. Good. Now, what happens 1 week later, or 2 days later, or 3 days later? What to do with those that didn't open that campaign? So we're going to create segmentation. Secondly, I need to know how many lists are included in that campaign. If I send that campaign only for 1 list or for several lists, how can I know it? I'm going to edit campaign. I'm going to edit it. And as you can see, I included 3 recipients, 3 different lists, the first, the second, and the third, correct? So for every list, I need to create a segmentation in order to be more specific and accomplish the goal that we want to do. So with that in mind, with these 3 lists that are included in this campaign, listen, but not all the times, again, because sometimes you're going to send a campaign, 1 campaign to 1 list. In that case, you will recognize that immediately because you send it to 1 list. But in this example, it's a little bit more complicated because I sent this campaign to 3 different lists. I used the same campaign for 3 different lists at the same time. So knowing this, I'm going to each list and I'm going to create a segmentation. So in this example, this is the first list. I'm going to click it and I'm going to create segments. As you can see, I created it already. I'm going to replicate it, correct? So I'm going to create new segmentation. I'm going to type a name for this specific segmentation. This is only going to be a test for this video demonstration. And I'm going to select all the rules, and then I'm going here to add new rule. So right here, we can create different segmentations, different options for the segmentation. If I want to, let's suppose I want to select only subscribers ID or email addresses or subscription status or opt-in date or name or whatever. But in this specific example, I need to create a segmentation for the subscribers that opened a specific campaign. Take a look at this. I'm going to create a rule for those who opened a specific campaign. I'm going to click it. Good. And now we are going to any campaign that at least opened that specific campaign one time in the last, let's suppose today is the 3rd of June and it was sent on the 28th of May. It's been like 8 days, okay. 8 days since I sent the previous campaign to that specific list. Because we need to keep in mind, the last day that I sent a campaign to that specific list was on the 28th of May, correct? And today is the 3rd of June. It's like 8 days, correct? So the autoresponder is going to look for that specific list. He's going to see the last campaign sent, and he's going to do the calculation. So it is going to say something like this. Okay, from this list, the last date was sent a campaign was the 28th, so I'm going to create a segmentation of subscribers that did do a click or did open that specific campaign, and I'm going to create a segment for those specific subscribers. So I can create more rules, correct? But in this example, I'm going to keep it simple. So I'm going to select that at least one time in the last 8 days who opened that specific campaign or any campaign, correct? So I'm going to create it. He calculated 39 subscribers, which is the same because I haven't sent any additional information to that specific list. So it is the same. 39 people opened any campaign from that specific list. And the same thing we're going to do to the other two lists. I'm going to lists. This is the second list. I'm going to click it. I'm going to click in segments. I'm going to create a new segment. I'm going to put a name, and I'm going to create a new rule. Opened total any campaign at least one time, clicked one time in the last 8 days, and I'm going to create it. It's exactly the same number of subscribers, 49 subscribers, because I haven't sent any campaign to that specific list. And I'm going to the third list. I'm going to click it, and this is the third list. I'm going to click it, and I'm going to segment. I'm going to create a new segmentation. I'm going to type in a name, and I'm going to create a new rule based on opened any campaign at least one time in the last 8 days, correct? So I'm going to create it, and we have 91 subscribers. It's exactly the same thing because I haven't sent any additional campaign to these subscribers. So the rule worked perfect, correct? So I just created a segment for those specific lists. Now let's suppose I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to send a broadcast, or I'm going to send a campaign for those 3 lists, but I don't want those who opened the previous campaign be included in this new campaign. So I'm going to click it. I'm going to select this first list, this one, this second one, and this third one, correct? So I'm going to create a new campaign. Again, I can either create a new campaign from scratch, or I can resend the campaign that I just sent in the past. The second option is going to be better because it's going to be the same content. Remember, this content is going to arrive to those who didn't open the first campaign. So in this example, what I'm going to do is I'm going to campaigns, and I'm going to resend the previous campaign that I sent at the 28th. This is the campaign that I sent at the 28th, and I'm going to resend it, correct? I'm going to click it, and look at this. I'm going to name it this way. I'm going to rename it, because this is a testing, correct? And I'm going to include the same recipients. The recipients are going to be the 3 lists, the 3 original lists. I'm going to click it, the original lists. This is the first. This is the second This is the second, the original, correct? And this is the third. I see clean spa 2. I'm going to click it, correct? Now, I have included the 3 original lists, but I'm going to exclude those who opened the previous campaign. So I'm going to exclude recipients, and I'm going to select the segmentation that I just created today. I'm going to select this. I'm going to the second segmentation right away. And the second segmentation is going to be this that I just created. And let's move to the third segmentation. The third segmentation corresponds to IC Cleaned ASP2. This is the third segmentation that I just created. Now, I have it. I have the original lists, and this is the subscribers. These are the subscribers that clicked in the previous campaign that I don't want them to receive this second campaign. I did it, correct? So I'm going to save it. Good. So then we're going to edit campaign. Again, and the autoresponder is going to send the same campaign. It could be different campaign with different content, but in this example, I'm going to send the same campaign only to those who didn't open the previous campaign. And it is going to do it right away. So I'm going to edit campaign email, and the rest is going to be exactly the same thing as usual. I'm going to edit it. I need to type in the sender information as usual. I'm going to save it next. And the rest is going to be the same thing. The same thing as if you're going to send a regular broadcast or a campaign, and you can send it, and the autoresponder is going to do that specific process. So this is only a sneak peek of creating segmentation. You need to create your segmentation according to your needs. What do you need to create a segmentation for? With this logic that I just explained, you need to go ahead and create your own. You need to play around with this segmentation process and optimize your autoresponder tool.